If you are a small business owner or entrepreneur who wants to add AI into your business, but you don't know how and you don't know where to start, I have it covered. In this video, I'm going to show you a number of different AI automations you can immediately add into your business to create a massive ROI. If you're not converting enough leads to sales, the answer from an AI standpoint is the speed to lead system. Everyone knows it, but very few people practice it. We all know that as soon as a lead comes in, they're hot, they're ready to buy, they're ready, they're enthusiastic. But what happens is if you don't get to a lead immediately, they cool off. And if you wait too long, you reach out to that lead and it's like they've never heard of you before. They're like, who are you again? And how did you get my information? One of the best things you can do to convert more leads to sales is get them immediately. Now, AI has you covered here. AI can reach out to your leads as soon as they come into your system. I'm talking about immediately. It can call them, it can text them, it can drop them a ringless voicemail. Ringless voicemail simply being a voicemail that drops onto their phones without it ever ringing. So the power of AI is pretty phenomenal here because as soon as it comes in, that AI gets triggered and goes off. It's pure technology. It happens automatically. It's 24/7, and it does it instantaneously. I've had some of the systems I've built, they will call immediately within about 15 to 30 seconds. It's almost mind-blowing how quickly it goes. The lead comes in to my website, they enter their name, their phone number, their email address, and boom, an email goes out, a text message goes out, a phone call goes out with an AI phone agent that calls the leads, qualifies them, talks to them, and uses a very consultative selling approach because the faster you get the leads, the more sales you're going to make. If you're not converting enough leads to sales, definitely put in an AI speed to lead system. So what happens now if you have a lead, but that lead is not calling in? They are not booking a sales call with you. They're not calling in for an estimate of the job or an inspection or whatever it is your main thing you lead with, or a free complimentary consultation. What's missing from your operation then is an appointment setter that can text all of your leads immediately and start to engage them, to answer their questions, ask them some questions about who they are, what they're about, what are their goals, what are their pain points, what are their obstacles, what do they want, and really do a great job of qualifying those leads. So an AI SMS text message appointment setter has a great advantage because people are always on their phones, and when a text message comes in, it's hard to ignore. So they will immediately jump on that text message, they will read it, and they'll start to engage. So we can answer all their questions. And we can train this AI text message appointment setter too, to know everything about your product or service, to know everything about the competition, to know all of the common rebuttals and objection busters. So if they have any issues or questions, it can handle it very smoothly. Plus, we can train it on consultative selling so that it's a very friendly way of selling, so similar to how a doctor does, where they diagnose and prescribe. Well, they're still selling their services, but they're not doing it in an aggressive, pushy way. So an AI SMS text message appointment setter can be highly beneficial. Plus, it has the added benefit of these are so human-like and lifelike that they feel like you're corresponding with someone. It's indistinguishable from a human being on the other end. So the prospect, their experience is they're just texting with somebody who is on the other end, and they're just going back and forth. So this is very powerful. Using this, when you add it to your business, it can book you more calls. It can get people to call inbound, and it can get them to take that next step from becoming a lead to kind of sampling what you've got. You know, that first step, whether it's complimentary consult, whether that's calling in for an estimate, booking a sales call, or whatever it is you're driving into, that AI SMS can do it. Plus, it can do it in a relentless fashion. It can just follow up. It never drops the ball. It doesn't take any time off, and it'll just go and go and go until that person's like, all right, I'm in, or no thanks, I guess I've decided I'm out. But it doesn't leave them sitting on the fence, because one of the greatest costs to business is you incurring a cost to generate a lead, whether that is your time cost or your money cost, whether it's organic or through some paid media or however you're getting your leads. You've incurred a cost, and it's almost a great travesty that many businesses, they don't, as soon as they get their leads, they don't work them hard enough. and to convert them to sales. Salespeople, they're kind of more naturally attracted to new leads. So they gravitate toward just working new leads. And just for a little bit, an AI SMS text message appointment setter, it doesn't have any of those issues. It'll just work that lead endlessly and relentlessly, and it'll just go and go and go. It doesn't have this fixation with just wanting new leads. It'll just work and work and work. Much cheaper than, say, a human appointment setter. Now, if you sell B2B and you're not getting enough leads, one of the best systems you can put into place for your business is AI personalized B2B cold email outreach. I'm not talking about spamming people. What I'm talking about is having sophisticated AI go out and read the person's LinkedIn profile, the person's company profile, figuring out what they do. Have that AI look at the website and figure out what is their unique value proposition? What is their unique selling proposition? Who are these people? And then taking all this information and writing a custom email that gets opened, that gets read, and gets responded to. And the reason why is because it feels so personal. For the person receiving your email on the other end, it feels like you've been on their website. You've been doing this due diligence. You're really into them. You've studied everything they've said and done. You've gone through all their LinkedIn posts. You've looked at their company profile. You've looked at their Facebook and everything like this. And then you've taken all of that, digested it, and written an email. Now this becomes irresistible because it doesn't feel like generic marketing, because it isn't. It feels like highly customized marketing, that somebody is highly interested in you. And that's very flattering when people get it, and it's irresistible. People pay attention to it, they read it, and they respond. So if you're not getting enough inbound leads, having AI personalized B2B cold outreach system can be an absolute game changer. It can be super phenomenal because you can use this AI automation and you can do it at scale. You figure out who is your target market you want to reach out to, and then you have AI go do its thing. It does its research, it writes all the emails, and then you have a cold email service shoot all of these out. And these cold emails, they actually feel like warm emails because they're so customized, and that's how they're received. So very powerful way of reaching out to new people and having this steady pipeline of qualified leads to grow your business. Now, if you have a business where you have to make proposals, then listen up, because I've got a major solution for you. One of the challenges of writing proposals is you have to customize them. You have to get them out quickly while the lead is still hot and they're thinking about purchasing. Like, the sooner you can get that into their hands, the more likely they are to convert and become clients. But writing project proposals can be tedious, can be time consuming, and a little bit of a drag if you just done it over and over and over. You might not want to do it anymore, but you have to do it because that's just part of the sales process. So if your project proposals take too long and they don't convert prospects to customers, then boy, have I got a great solution for you. It's the AI Instant Proposal Generator, which here's what it can do. You can take a transcript of your sales call, and then the AI can sort of digest it and figure out what the people want. It can make a presentation based upon that to you, saying, here's what they said they wanted. Here are their biggest pain points. Here are their obstacles. And then it'll know what you do, your product or service, how it overcomes all of those. And then it writes this proposal that's totally tailored, totally customized, and it does it instantaneously based upon the transcript. You can also set up a proposal generator, so while you're taking notes on the phone for the sales call of their pain points, their biggest challenges, their biggest goals, their budget, so on and so forth, you click the button, the AI will take it, and it will write a custom proposal. And this can fit into like a beautiful template, so no one knows that it's all done AI behind the scenes. It looks like someone has taken great time and great care, and you have taken great care. You just haven't taken the time because you were smart and used AI to automate it, and you created that proposal. And this proposal can be made instantly. It's very powerful, and it saves lots and lots of hours because and it converts prospects to sales much better than anything else. It gets rid of the tedium of you having to do it. It gets it done instantly. And when it gets into the hands of that prospect, they're excited. It looks like as soon as you got off the phone, all you did was just type up this proposal, but really you had AI do it, and then you shoot it right over. So they're getting it while they're still excited, while they're still like ready to go. That, you know, they still have that afterglow of a good call with you, and then they convert at a higher level than if you had to do this by hand and you sent it to them a few days later after they had cooled off. So one of the biggest issues that people have is they give up on leads far too early, because what it takes is consistent prodding and relentless follow-up to stay with a lead until it converts to a sale. One of the big mistakes that people make in business is they write off their leads way too early. They just give up on them way too early, when if they had this relentless automatic follow-up, they would be making so many more sales. They would be converting so many more leads to sales. It would be unbelievable, but they give up on them. So you might have a bunch of dead leads lying around, and these are leads that you worked hard to get. Maybe they came in by referral. Maybe they came in through paid media. Maybe they came in through content. However you generate these leads, you've incurred some cost. You had to do something to get these leads. And if you've given up on them, you've incurred that cost, but now you have nothing to show for all of these dead leads. Well, here's where the AI SMS text message appointment setter comes in, where what it will do is it will revive these dead leads. It can reach out to all these dead leads, just say, hey, are you still interested in this? And it doesn't catch them all, to be frank, but it does catch enough of them. It makes it massively worthwhile. It re-engages them. It warms them up. It nurtures them. It gets them excited about your proposal, your offer again, and then it gets them to book a sales call. It gets them to call in. It gets them to take that next step to sign up on the website, whatever it is for you. And so the nice thing about this is it's just automated, relentless, personalized follow-up. And it just keeps going and going until they either convert or they opt out. They're just like, well, you know, it's just not for me. Sorry, but thanks, I'm out. But it doesn't quit. Like, it doesn't know how to quit. It just keeps going and going and going. So if you have a lot of dead leads that didn't convert to sales, having this in your business could just be like a windfall of cash, especially if you have lots of dead leads and you deploy this, you know, it just triggers this windfall of cash, which is really exciting. Now, if you don't have 24/7 phone coverage, meaning you're not answering the phone all the time, meaning you have office hours where you open and you're answering the phone and then you're closed and you don't answer the phone. Problem with that is we're in a 24/7 society now, and people they want what they want when they want right now, and they're not going to wait. And if they can't reach you, they're going to your competition. It's just as simple as that. So this can be costing you business, and this is a real pain point. In fact, some people don't even know that this is happening because they've not even quantified it. They don't even track the number of calls they're missing or lost business, but they really do leave a lot of money on the table. The answer to this problem is an AI inbound phone agent that answers 24/7. It sounds human. It can qualify leads. It can answer all questions. It can talk about your products and services as good as your top salesperson. It can answer customer support issues as great as your top customer support person. It never takes time off, and it works at a fraction of the cost of a live human. So even if you're going on lunch, you can send it to an AI phone agent, an inbound agent. So people are calling it, and if you don't pick up or your staff doesn't pick up, it goes right to this AI inbound phone agent, and it takes care of them. Plus, people can actually interact with this AI inbound phone agent and literally book appointments, whether that's a service appointment to come in and see you, or a sales appointment, whether that's a phone call or whether that's coming in to see you so you can have a sales appointment. And that can be linked in with your CRM or however you keep track of customers, which is really exciting stuff. So that's really something to think about, an AI inbound phone agent. And all of these systems that you add to your business can give you a quick win. And that's what you need when you're getting started with AI. If customers and prospects text you in your business and you're booked, like maybe you're in meetings, you're in appointments, you're occupied, you're handling other things, and you can't immediately get back to them, that can be costing you business. So what you can do is you can stick an AI text message agent on your phone that when you're not there, live to text people back, it can like pick up where you're left off, and it can just like take the ball and run with it for you. It can answer all the frequently asked questions. It can educate people. It can warm them up. It can keep the conversation going, and it can make the prospect feel that they're not being ignored even when you're off the clock or when you're preoccupied. The AI SMS text message agent will just text them back immediately. So from your client's perspective, you're never off the clock. You're like always available. They'll be blown away. It changes the customer experience. You'll retain more customers. They will be dazzled. They will refer others as well. And the new prospects will say, wow, this person's taking such great care of me. I'm not even a customer yet. They're answering all my questions. They get back to me immediately. I can text them anytime, day or not. And they're just after it. It'll be very impressive. And it is truly a game changer for business. If you waste time talking to unqualified leads, that's a problem in business because it's frustrating to talk to unqualified leads over and over. And it just wastes your time that you can't get back. And it causes an opportunity cost where if you weren't talking to these unqualified leads, you could be doing something productive, like growing your business or like talking to qualified leads. So the answer to talking to these unqualified leads is having an AI outbound lead qualifying agent call them. It can reach out to all your leads. It can call 1,000 of them simultaneously if you really wanted to, and run through the same conversational flow. And by asking the key questions that distinguishes a good qualified lead from a poor lead, meaning like, are they ready to go right now? Do they have money? Do they fit your ideal customer profile, or do they not have money? And are they tire kickers just thinking about it? Do they not really have this problem? Or is this a hair on fire sort of problem they need to get solved immediately, and they have the money and they're ready to go? It can sort that. And for the unqualified leads, it can answer some questions and maybe send them to a different offer of yours, like a downsell or something that's not going to waste your time, but you can still provide them value. Maybe you send them free resources or a lower ticket item you have. But then the hot qualified leads, when they're talking on an AI phone agent, which sounds human because of the powerful voice cloning and voice technology that's available in AI now, when you're talking to a hot lead, the AI phone agent can immediately transfer them into you or to your inbound sales team, your staff, so that you can close them. So the AI phone agent can educate them, warm them up, qualify them, and if they have all the right answers and they indicate they're a qualified lead, shoot them over to you, then you just close them. So that way you get rid of all of this talking to these unqualified leads, which is just, it's not very exciting or enjoyable to just talk to someone who is not going to buy anyway. It's just there to waste your time. If you don't have enough leads, appointments, or sales, and your prospects, your ideal customers, are on Instagram, the AI that can help you the most is an AI Instagram DM outreach system. Let's face it, if you don't have enough leads, appointments, or sales, you can go out of business. But no one goes out of business by having too many leads, too many appointments, and too many sales. With an AI Instagram DM outreach system, what it will do is it will find your perfect prospects and then message them a personalized message. It's similar to the AI personalized B2B cold email outreach, but it does it on Instagram rather than email. And it will reach out, and it can reach out to plenty of these people every day, and then you can scale this up with more Instagram accounts. So you can be sending dozens to hundreds of messages, even thousands of messages if you get at scale, to fill your sales pipeline. Generate as many leads as you can handle, as many appointments as you can handle, and as many sales as you can handle. This one is for my sales pros that close by telephone call or by Zoom. What I've found is the more you know about the prospect, the more deeply you profile them. You know their hot buttons, you know what makes them tick, you know what motivates them, you know what their pain points are, you know what they're suffering from, you know what their obstacles are. The more you know about this coming in, the better armed you are to have a very effective sales conversation. Whereas if you just show up to the call blind, then you're at an immediate disadvantage, and you have to elicit all that information from a prospect, and that prospect might be a little bit skeptical or guarded. But here's where this gets really interesting and exciting. AI, once you know who the prospect is and you're going to be having that sales call with them, your AI system can go out and do a deep dive into that person, asking who are they? What's their LinkedIn profile? What's their Facebook profile? What do they say? What do they do? What do they like? What do they dislike? What are they posting about? What are their comments like? What is their company about? It can create this gigantic research summary and then give you an executive summary in bullet points or however you want it, so that you can go through it in about 5-10 minutes right before the call and review. And you just know so in depth, you know that person almost as much as, a very close colleague of theirs. I wouldn't say a best friend, but you know that person as well as a super close colleague, just because that AI has gone through and studied everything they've posted, everything they've liked, everything they've commented on. You know who they are. So you show up, you're ready to sell them, and your close rate goes up, you make more sales, and you do that much better, simply because this AI does this deep dive automated pre-sales call deep research. Here's the common issue that people have, and that is they're not found online. They know their business, but they don't know this online game and how to make content and do social media and post, and it's just a foreign world for them. They're good at their thing, their business, and that's just fine. But now the game has changed where in order to compete and win, you have to be found online and you have to be visible. Now there's so much content coming online. There's so much noise out there that you really have to post content to keep up. So if your brand isn't found online, it's invisible, and it's invisible to your customers and your prospects. And they're going to wonder, hey, where is this person? Why are they not online? And if you're not getting enough leads or enough sales and you're not found online, it's because this absence of content is causing you to be that invisible business. Nobody wants to be the invisible business. The answer to this is the AI-generated unlimited social media content system, where the AI, it does all the hard work and heavy lifting for you. In fact, it literally does not just the heavy lifting, it does all of the lifting for you. It will research the hottest, most viral topics right now. It'll research the posts and videos that are really going crazy, that everybody's tuning into, that are still relevant to your niche. And then it will do deep research. It will create a better post or a better video. It will write that content. It will create that. And then using the power of AI and this advanced technology, it can even create a video for you with your cloned physical image plus your cloned voice. You could post that to YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, wherever. It can create text-based posts. You can post it to LinkedIn, and this is all done automatically. The system will create in your style, in your brand voice, so it's on message and it resonates with your target customers. It reaches out and it really connects with them, and they're vibing with it. They're enjoying it, and more leads come to you inbound. And these are leads that are pre-sold because they've consumed your content. So they know, like, and trust you already. Half of the sales process is already done because they're like, oh yeah, I've hung out with this brand. I kind of know what they're about and I like it. And so I'd like to do business with them. So the sales become much easier this way. So you have to have your brand online. And this AI generated unlimited social media content system is just incredible because it can post to all the platforms as often as you like. I mean, it can post multiple times a day. It can write tweets and just send those out all day long if that's where your ideal customers are. Or you can just hit all the platforms, post once a day, once a week, whatever it is. You just decide the threshold. You can have it so that it's what's called human in the loop. Human in the loop means the AI will send it to you for your approval. And if you like it, you give it the thumbs up and it'll send it down on the pipeline to go make it and post it. And if you don't like it, you give it the thumbs down. Then you tell it what to revise and it'll go back to the drawing board and it'll make those revisions and it'll send it to you again. So you can have it with human intervention or you can have it completely automated depending upon what you like. So static lead magnets are out and hyper-personalized lead magnets are in. What's happening here now because of AI is the bar is being raised on what a lead magnet is and what it can do. So your lead magnet is basically some sort of resource, usually some content or free report or something like that, that you offer to a lead to get them to start to engage with your brand, to opt in, to give you their email address, to give you their contact information. Now, in the past, having a static lead magnet, which was just a one-size-fits-all, just piece of content that worked for everybody, that was just fine. But really the rules have changed and we're playing a new ball game here. So your old lead magnet isn't cutting it. If it's static, if it's generic, if it's cookie cutter, if it's one size fits all, it's not compelling and it's not going to get you either enough leads and it's not going to get you the qualified leads you truly want. The answer to this problem is an AI customized, personalized, dynamic lead magnet. What this means is as soon as someone enters into your system, they give you some of their information. Now, this AI customized system can do some deep research. It's called data enrichment, meaning we take what we know about that lead and then we cross-reference it with other databases. It adds a lot more fields. So we start to know a lot more about this person. We can look up their LinkedIn profile. We can look up their Facebook profile. We can look up their personal email. We can look up their company LinkedIn. And our AI can go out there and really do a deep dive into this person and figure out who they are, what they're about, what they need. Also, if they're entering into your system, their email address is from their work email, the domain name of their website, we can go onto that website and do a deep dive and figure out everything about that website. So, and their business, so we can sell them that much better. We can really do an amazing job. So rather than having this static, fixed sort of lead magnet where it's a resource, we're going to have the same skeleton content, the same basic content, but now we're going to merge that with who the prospect is, their goals, their desires, what they're about, their obstacles. We're going to take all of that, and now we're going to take your content, your old lead magnet, we will merge them together. So what you have is a sales message that just hits the bullseye every time because it's totally personalized. So when the lead is reading this, they're like, wow, this feels like it was written just for me. This feels right on the target, right on the money. And because of that, they want to do business with you. They're blown away. They're like, if I got so much value out of this free resource from this lead magnet, imagine how much I'll get when I become a customer. I want to become a customer. I want this problem solved. Ultimately, what this is going to do is that this will get you more leads, and these will be better leads too, which will ultimately result in more sales. With so much noise out there, it's easier than ever for prospects and customers to just tune out, to just shut down and ignore follow-up messages, sales messages, and everything else. And that can't happen because how are you supposed to keep servicing that customer? How are you supposed to convert that prospect into a customer if you can't get their attention? The answer and the antidote to this is AI personalized video, audio, text, and SMS, and also email follow-up. So every message is personalized to that person, that prospect, that customer. So that way they can't look away, they can't ignore it because it's using their name, it's using what's most important to them. It's talking about things that are relevant, timely, and urgent for them. They can't tune it out. They're literally forced to pay attention. Plus, it's brand new, it's different. For example, using AI, I can clone my voice and I can drop it on a prospect's voicemail. So they're hearing my voice as if I've called them. It's personalized to them. It's saying their name, it's talking about exactly what they're telling me about on the lead intake form. I can also do AI personalized video. What that means is having like basically my cloned video avatar and my voice clone. It's basically me, but as AI, I could create a custom video, and this is all done with technology and AI, and say, hey Bob, thanks for opting into my email list. Watch out for this free resource coming here and go through it all the way as soon as you get it. And then make sure you book a call because we really want to figure out what's your situation like, what's your goal, and how we can serve you. So super personalization is really the way of the future and the present, and AI makes it possible. Now, if you don't feel like you have enough customer support coverage, like let's say your customer support team works 9 to 5, well, the rest of the time, people are still coming to your website. They're still wanting to engage with your brand, your company. And if you don't have that customer support coverage, and your competitor does, that prospect becomes your competitor's customer, not yours. The solution here is an AI-powered chat widget that as soon as somebody hits your website, it can pop up and say, hey, you're welcome to read the website over here, or you can just ask me questions and I will answer everything for you. People can ask questions and it's powered by all the information, all the knowledge that's on your website, and that whatever you want to disseminate to customers, we can program it in such a way all their questions are answered, frequently asked questions, and then it can go through, it can qualify that lead, it can point them to the right resources, it can get them to take the next step, and it's very powerful. It works 24/7, and it's super intelligent. Like, it's virtually indistinguishable from human support too. The technology is that good right now. So it just answers every question, and then ultimately this leads to happier customers and more sales. So if they're prospects, it guides them to take the next step and become customers, or if they're current customers, it retains them. So the longer you retain them, the more money you make, and the better your reputation, and the more referrals you get. So this AI-powered chat widget on your website, where it just pops up and is super helpful, is truly a game changer. And this pales in comparison to paying for customer support, a human-powered customer support, because this is just all technology doing it for you. Once you have new clients, sometimes that's great news, because now you have new revenue, you're excited about a new client. Now you have to serve them and service them and get them onboarded. This is a very pivotal point, because they put a lot of faith in you and a lot of trust when they're brand new customers and they're just coming aboard. So they're actually like, they're looking and feeling and judging and evaluating and thinking like, all right, are they going to meet their promises? And so if you have a clunky, slow onboarding process from the customer standpoint, it doesn't feel right. It devalues the experience. It makes them less likely to stick with you, less likely to refer others, and they just aren't very impressed. But if you onboard a client the right way, you get them going, you answer all their questions. It's a smooth, seamless transition. It happens naturally, easily, quickly. Then they're very impressed. You exceed their expectations. They're like, wow, these people really have their act together. They're really on top of things. I'm excited. I'm glad I'm a client. So if your client onboarding is too long, too slow, and too tedious, and it creates this sort of diminished customer experience, the answer to that is AI-powered instant onboarding, meaning you can systemize what happens for onboarding. Once you have that process documented, technology can drive almost all of that, so that new client onboarding becomes seamless, it becomes repeatable, it becomes systematic, and it creates these dazzled, happy customers that just refer over and over, and that love it. They're just glowing and they're very impressed. So you've already met their expectations and exceeded them. Having this, it can be as simple as, with AI-powered instant onboarding, it will send out the emails, it will book them on the calendar, it will send them the right resources to get started, it'll send them the video to acquaint themselves, so they're kind of grounded in your philosophy or methodology or whatever it is. One of the biggest challenges people have is, when you're getting this lead flow and inbound, it's great, but prospects can slip through the cracks. Sometimes if you're relying on old manual ways of doing things, prospects don't get followed up with, they don't get contacted, things don't happen in a systematic, rigorous way. And the antidote to that, to prospects falling through the cracks, is having AI-powered marketing automation that takes your prospect from wherever they're at and pushes them through all the way to the final sale. Because what this can do is this can have multiple touch points in different ways, whether that's a text message, a voicemail, a call to them, or an email. It can just keep pushing them down this path, educating them, nurturing them, warming them up, and inviting them to do business with you. So having this automation, it systemizes it, and it's totally a game changer. So if you have prospects that slip through the cracks or aren't being followed up with the way they should, you can use AI to figure out, all right, here's where the prospect's at, and here's where we need to go to get them to the next step. So what messages do we need to send them? What sort of resources and info do we need to send them to advance them to the next step? There you have it. These are the 16 different AI automations. These are all great ways, quick wins, that if you add these to your business, it will be an absolute game changer. And if you need help doing this, I actually do this for companies. I install AI systems for companies where they get a clear ROI, and I do it without them having to be techie or hiring anyone new or anything like that. It's just get an AI system, get a quick win, get a pure ROI. If you want something like that, you can either email me or book a call on my website. The links are in the video description below. Thanks so much.